2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Cuckoo is here with Saku and we are continuing Ace Attorney investigations.
Greetings from myself and Edworth. We are ready to flirt with everyone.
Even that dryad in the background.
Yes, I've been eyeing up that dryad for some time. Francisca. For some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence.
It does appear that way. Ha! I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this?
Yes, sir! If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir!
All I've done is state what I saw. I have made not a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles?
At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant.
Ha! Then let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove?
I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? This is a really convoluted way to give flowers to Lang. There must be something behind this discrepancy.
You shouldn't have. No one's ever given me flowers. They are my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I understand. Like he really doesn't want to be gentle with the flowers, but he will. Flowers. Delicately touches the petals. This watering can has a rather robust design.
Mr. Edgeworth, why are you telling us stuff we can clearly see for ourselves?
Finally, someone asked him that.
Plus, if you keep wasting time talking about that, Miss Von Karma is gonna get arrested.
I better examine something else. The name of these flowers. I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they are actually a species of vine. Ha! Bet you didn't know that. They appear to be growing well, and are well supported by these plant supporters.
Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Ugh. Miles Edgeworth. Hurry up and shut this man up for me already.
I suppose I will need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? Do we have any?
I think so.
I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require.
Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight. But I highly doubt it'll last until the end.
You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. I can't wait to be saying that to you in other places. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence.
Oh, I have plenty of bite.
I knew it. So excited. The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. Sheena, who was supposedly in Babel the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. What? No. That look exactly like the plant supporters in this flower box. The bitch ripped them off. In other words, I believe it can be said these hair sticks are they are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers.
And so what? Is it really all that important to the case?
Babe, let me tell you. Of course it is. It means we've found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight.
Yeah.
Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabast. But somehow, they wound up in Sheena's hands. It was in Babel.
If you spoke that line, it didn't come through.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble with my connection.
Okay.
Let me do it again. So, make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue.
Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babel.
How did these support sticks find their way to Babel, and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up here. Aha! So that's why. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. Oh, what is he looking at? Ezra, wait.
It's just another
What are you doing?
stick, isn't it?
Wow, you don't have to just drag him like that.
We don't need to make jokes in this game because this game does it by itself.
Yes.
I don't need to make anything gay here, you guys. Support sticks is what is important. For when they are used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. That crossbow! Someone's been firing sticks at people! The object that completes the picture when used with the support sticks is...
I mean...
Yes!
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting.
I am. I'm...
Could you say that again?
These hair sticks. Or rather, plant support sticks. You don't, but that's what we're gonna go for. We're gonna go for it, okay? We're doing it. We're saying that they're arrows.
Yeah!
I've done it. I found the common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statue... Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together.
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all! So, Babel's statue was draped in Yatagarsu's clothes and then shot over here. Even if you fired the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the prima donna statues don't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you?
I just said that these sticks could be arrows, so I don't know if I'm a realist. But the Primidex statues didn't sprout wings. They didn't. Of course they didn't.
Glad.
I asked.
Glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact.
It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation.
What?
You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wing. Read that line. Free your mind, intellect.
Gonna help me?
I mean, I might have a joint. I don't like drug humor, but it's really appropriate. Not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. I just want to add "in bed" to the end of all Edgeworth's paragraphs.
So, Babel's statue was draped in Yatagarsu's clothes and then shot over here.
But that incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo.
And what an incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right?
Yes, so I hear.
And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not this one. Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos men caught. But there have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you have ever stood in a court of law, you would know that it's entirely plausible.
You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? The courtroom certainly is a strange place if what you say is true. But there really is something odd about the photo, no matter how you look at it. Even if you fired the arrows from the side, they wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them.
but we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct?
But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing.
No, that's not necessarily true.
What?
I mean, it is true. It is true. What you said is true, but that's not what I'm getting at.
It's true or it's not true. Which is it?
I will explain to you later in bed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought that would be cool. What I need right now is to go to bed, but it's not a further discussion of my conclusions. It's the launching of my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow was not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues.
If it wasn't a statue that was tied to the arrows, then what did the crossbow launch?
The thing the crossbow launched. Allow me to show you the answer.
Oh, come on then! Show me what you've got. In bed. But I warn you, I'll know when you're just bluffing.
This is what was launched from the Alabastian office with crossbow.
And we've got like a... There we go.
Yes. A good old length of wire. Finally. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion in bed. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow.
I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Cochin's office. All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastrian Embassy down to the 3rd floor of the Babylones Embassy. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alabas's prima duck statue could be moved. Still confused why it looked like it was moving from side to side, though. The statue.
Just because it was fun.
Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then what about Babel's prima duck statue? The dark shadow in this photo is clearly flying away from Babel. Going in the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babylones Embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabastrian Embassy. How do we explain that?
Aha, I think I finally see how it is, but this whole trick works. That makes no grammatical sense. Agent Lang. The motion used behind this trick. In bed.
Oh.
I wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head.
Motion? What motion?
Sexy motion. This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Babel's prima duck statue. Bungee action. I love it.
I kind of want to see what happens if we pick that. Do you want to do it?
We've got you spin me right round. We've got bungee action.
I want to see.
Yes, see what it says. A bit of bungee action was employed.
Bungee action? Are you saying that the wire acted as a bungee cord and then the statue was hauled up?
That's the simple way of putting it, but yes.
Ha! Do you think about the weight of the statue at all? That thing is solid gold. Before that thing ever reached the office window, the wire would have snapped. This was a lot less funny than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll give you a real reason that couldn't have happened, and not just a Edgeworth, you're a fuckwit. It's not that.
But okay, let's consider your idea and say that the wire has the elasticity required. If you fired that kind of wire from a crossbow, the arrow could have come sailing back at the person who shot it. Talk about dangerous.
Now that's what I wanted to hear. Yes. He's absolutely right. If I ever want to do myself injury, that's what I'm gonna try.
I thought this sort of thing was common knowledge. He just keeps going. I'm having a bit of a hard time right now dealing with jurisdiction thief who lacks understanding of the most basic things like physics, Mr. Prosecutor.
Unfortunately for me, it appears Agent Lang is correct. I need to calm down and think this through once more. He says, attaching an arrow to a piece of elastic. There's only one feasible motion that could have been used to send the statue up. This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Babel's Primaduck statue. You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Like a record, baby.
I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were transported simultaneously.
Simultaneously? Get real. The statues would collide somewhere along the way.
Did I ever say there was only one line of wire between the two of them? If you shot an arrow with the two ends of the wire tied to the circular belt can be formed.
Lang Z says, don't object and call success what is beyond reasonability.
I like that one.
Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires, the top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway.
Agent Lang, stop being so cool. As you know, the Primaduck statue is one-of-a-kind national treasure. And the fact that the Babel statue is a hollow replica of the real statue. It would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible.
Lang Z says, "Ah!"
Here's what I believe happened. Ms. Yu and her mystery co-conspirator set themselves up in two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down one arrow. Then the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. I really didn't need to say statues twice in that sentence. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babel, where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Ms. Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock, QED.
QED?
I have no idea what he means by that.
I'm going to Google that.
Google it!
QED.
Maybe he's like, maybe that's him doing a mic drop, but in his poncy way.
It's a Latin abbreviation for Quod erat demonstratum, which means which was to be demonstrated.
Ah, mic drop. Poncy mic drop.
This proves that, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer. Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my desserts yet. Come, Edgeworth.
Yes,
Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
absolutely. The proof is in the pudding, as it were.
Pudding is. Oh my god! Oh my god!
He likes pudding.
Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can prove it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened?
Sometimes lines in this script, I think if you were an actor and you were reading it thinking, I'm going to get to say that in a movie, it would either make you want to do the movie or really not want to.
Yes.
It's like, oh yes, I get to say pudding is a nice dessert in the script. Sold, I'm going for that part.
Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir.
Is it me?
You know it. It's you.
I will bring my husband along. We will have a very nice time.
Good.
But before that, I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence.
One more. This should be interesting.
Hold my hand.
You think you can have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor.
The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. I believe that it is right here in this very room.
Oh.
Now then, I believe this is what made the circular belt transportation method possible. See, meat spin was really important in the If we hadn't made that joke, we wouldn't be, like, making these connections.
Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again.
I told you not to Google it.
The last pieces to the trick are two pulleys.
Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans are made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. Oh, I love you. This must be it. This is how it feels when you fall in love with a werewolf. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security.
You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot that set up this real-life stage show is, don't you?
The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show. It needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastian and Babyliss offices. And that passion flowers support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case.
Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Maz Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do?
A single point of the finger here, and this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears I have no choice now, but to rush in.
But
just like Phoenix.
With that, we will leave this episode off right here. Thank you folks for joining us, and see you next time.
Thank you. Goodbye.